45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel, and today we're going to bring you a gun that has been on my short list for a little while now. I've got a short list of pistols and rifles in my head that I'm always out there looking for, and when I see them at a great buy or a great deal, and if I've got the money, I try to acquire them. But I walked into my local gun store the other day, and he had one of these sitting in the case. Now, I did see this gun in social media a few days prior to that. I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't thinking of even acquiring it at that time, but when I got to the store and I saw it in the case, he took it out of the case, put it in my hands, and you know, these things are like puppies. Once you handle them, you got to take them home, right? So anyway, what we've got here is a Ruger SP101 5-shot revolver from Ruger. This came out in 1989. This is a newer version, and it was the small frame counterpart to the GP100 you see back here. These things have got a sterling reputation of being a tank. They handle the 357 round as a snubby fairly well due to their weight. Now, empty, this gun weighs 25.6 ounces. Loaded, it's right around 28 ounces. So it's right around just under 2 pounds loaded. So that's a lot of weight to be carrying with you, but these make great camp guns and great winter carry, and they've got some serious power behind them. So let's go ahead and take a little closer look at this, and then we'll take it out and shoot it. All right, well, let's take a quick walk around this gun. You know, first of all, you notice that we've got some rubber grips here. The rubber grips give a nice feel, and you've got these plastic inserts on the side. Now, the plastic inserts on the side were designed by Ruger because they knew this was going to be more of a bug gun and a concealed carry gun. So if you've got rubber rubbing up against your skin all day long, you're going to chafe. But with this plastic panel here, you know, the sweat and stuff would get on there, and it lets it move around a little bit so you don't get that chafing over all day carry as you would if it was just a textured rubber. You also have push button for your cylinder release. You can see 5 shots, and we are empty. So that's I like the push button release on the Rugers. You know, instead of pushing forward like I do on my Taurus or my Smith, or you know, pulling back like I did on the Colt that I once had, yeah, that push button release is a nice feature. You've got a fully underlug barrel here with a shroud around the ejector rod. So that helps protect the ejector rod from any damage coming in and out of the gun. Gives you a nice smooth surface taking in and out of a holster. This one does have the hammer. You can get these hammerless, or they have a hammer but they're a bobbed hammer. Your basic sights, you've got your gutter rear and your front ramp sight. Now I've put a little bit of orange paint on there so that you can acquire it a little easier. It is usually just black with an anti-glare milling in it. So you know, I added a little orange there so that I can see the sights a little bit better. You can take a look at the other side here. You can see we've got the Ruger SP101 here, 357 Magnum, again that full underlug on the barrel, but just a really cool, heavy, nice revolver. Very sturdy. Now these are working man's guns. These are not, you know, the Smiths are a little finished, a little nicer. This can use a little finishing, but let's go out and shoot it first. We'll see what my first impressions are, and then I'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this. Ruger SP101, first shot. 30. Okay, we're back from the range, and this is a blast to shoot. I really enjoyed taking this one out, taking this out to the range. Great gun, enjoyable to shoot. I've got two 20-round targets here. This is the first target here. We shot 20 rounds, 38 special. Grouping pretty decent. The more I shot this, the better I was getting at it. And then I've got over here some 357 Magnums, another 20-shot group. 357 Magnum, it's a little uncomfortable to shoot out of this, but I'm sure it'd be a lot more uncomfortable had it been a lot lighter weight. All the steel on this really helps mitigate that. Some of that could be in this grip too. And you know, the speak of this grip, let's go ahead and look at the gun. It is empty. This grip, and it's something that I have read on some of the forums and stuff, on some of these guns, it's loose. And that could hurt your accuracy a little bit. I do plan on changing that grip out. You know, the old, there is a Hogue grip that you can get for this that's really nice. I think the other thing, if I change the grip out, this grip is very square. It just doesn't fill the hand as good as it could. You know, it's comfortable, but I think there are some better options out there. And I have gone out and purchased a grip for it. I picked up a Pachmayr Diamond Pro Series. Now we'll review this one here in another video, but it's a little bit more rounded. It's going to fill my hand a little better. I think it's going to tame that 357 a little bit for me also. Yeah, these Rugers, they're working man's guns. They are, yeah, they may not have the high finish and stuff that the Smith & Wessons have. They may not be quite as smooth a trigger as a Smith & Wessons, and you know, there are some things here that I can smooth up on this. The trigger on this has got a little bit of a sharp edge on the edge there, so it's something that can be rounded off and finished off. You can polish this out a little bit, but you know, it's a working man's gun. These are meant to take out and go out and shoot and use. I don't, if I had a Smith & Wesson and paid a couple more $100 for a Smith & Wesson and it was all nice and shiny, you know, I think I'd probably get upset if I got a little scratch or nick on it. But you know, these are working men's weapons. You can smooth these surfaces out. A little bit of a file or some sandpaper would smooth that right out, and you can repolish the surface back up. You know, the trigger on this, I have no complaints about it. Yeah, it is a little heavy, but it's smooth. I'm not feeling any grit. I'm not feeling any stacking. It's just very heavy until it breaks. You know, very smooth trigger. The single action in this is extremely light and very little movement of the trigger at all. I mean, you can probably have about a 1/16 of an inch there before from the time it's cocked till it releases and the trigger's all the way back. There's really no trigger slop or anything like that. So very fine weapon. These things are tanks. I wouldn't hesitate buying these on the used market. Ruger is known for you know, taking care of their customers. Even if you do buy them used, they'll take care of you if there is an issue with the gun. But you know, these have a sterling reputation. It's just being very tough, very rugged guns. Great little truck gun, great little glove box gun, great little camp gun. You know, with 357, this is a great winter carry. If you need to punch through some heavy clothing to get to your bad guy, you know, this is something that will do it. It is a little bit bulky. It is a little bit big for a snub-nosed revolver, but that helps mitigate the recoil on the 357. And you know, it's just built to take 357 rounds all the time. This isn't a gun that's a 357 Magnum gun, but you shouldn't feed it a steady diet at 357. You should just use 38 specials or 38 special plus P through it, and you know, occasionally the 357. No, these were designed to shoot the 357 round and take a steady diet of it. So they're pretty durable, pretty rock solid gun. You really can't go wrong with a Ruger SP101. But this is 45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel, and this is my new Ruger SP101, and I am out.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.